Hi, I'm Jen Triplett from Treebranch Group. We're here at Treebranch Studios with James from Golden Consulting, and we're here today to talk about the importance of branding domains and security.
Hi, James Golden with Golden Consulting. Thank you for this talk today. I brought you in because I wanted to. I've been seeing a lot of on the networking groups and other and small businesses and even nonprofits with using generic email addresses. Outlook.com, Hotmail, Yahoo, and including Gmail. Yeah. And so I figured, okay, well, best person to bring in and talk about the issue, and if it's just maybe I'm wrong about it, but somebody who actually specializes in marketing and want to see about your thoughts. And
well, you definitely wouldn't be wrong about it, because I wouldn't be sitting here today if you were.
True.
You're absolutely right, because the importance of marketing yourself and branding yourself is having that domain in place. Otherwise, you're just marketing and branding Google, Outlook, AOL, whoever, Freemail. And that's their whole intention, is to have their name branded. And think about the amount of times that you are actually putting out your email to your clients, and even potentially other clients. It's sort of like a trickle-down effect. You send it to one client, and they may be forwarding that email and bringing in somebody else into the thread, and it just keeps going and going. And there's so many footprints that you're making digitally, and instead of using your name and your company to brand that, you're using Google, right? And when people go to look at, who's such and such, they're not necessarily going to be seeing your company name. They're going to be seeing the Google name. And also when they try to go find, let's say, a website that you're associated with, they're going to have to sort through and sift and figure out that, as opposed to just seeing it right there. Right. So it's great branding across the board to have your domain and to have that in place.
Well, and also sometimes if I see somebody come with a generic email, I'm less likely to do business with them, because I look at it as an investment. If you're not willing to make that investment in your own company, then why would I make an investment in your business as well? Especially when we're talking about such a cheap,
absolutely,
cost to it.
Yeah, I mean, you go through our hosting, it's like $16 a year for your own domain, and then you put an email package. I mean, you're familiar with that, like Microsoft.
Yeah, we can do Office 365, and we're talking literally $5 a month. I mean, if you pay for prepaid, the annual plan, but
right,
or $6 a month. So I mean, but you're talking about $6 a month to brand your own company,
yeah.
To match. Hopefully, if you have a website, to match everything and provide it branding across the board.
Well, let's put it this way: Netflix is how much a month? I mean, come on.
True.
I mean, I know you'd have to give up some of the really great shows, but if you're talking about becoming serious and growing your business, you need a domain, and you need a domain-based email.
Right.
One of the most important things about having a domain in place is obviously you have a website landing, right? Think of a domain as if it's your address for your house. It's a number that you put on a house so that people can find you. If you don't have that number on your house, they're not going to find you. So it really is a quintessential part of having your business in place and having visibility.
Right. And just want to go back to cost for a second too. Mm-hmm. Is kind of what we talked about a few months ago in your Learn and Lead series. We're talking to nonprofits. For nonprofits, there's a lot of Office 365 plans that are actually free. Yeah. So maybe for, like I said, that $16 to register a domain for the year, and then having that email. But then it's completely free. But then we also talk about for Office 365 plan, you're not just getting email, you're getting a ton of other stuff to help your business along with, Microsoft Planner. You're getting, the file storage in SharePoint. You're getting the personal file storage in OneDrive. So it's almost, there's more reasons, a lot more reasons to be getting that domain and for that low cost, or possibly free if you're nonprofit, than there are to not be getting it.
Yeah, I think one of the great things about Microsoft and their free programs for nonprofits are all the great apps, like you said, that you get with Microsoft. I mean, It's incredible the amount of resources you get to make your operation or organization run more efficiently. That's actually saving you money in the long run, if you think about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then you start having collaboration with fellow team members, in especially like Microsoft Teams, How many businesses are out there paying for a Zoom subscription, where they get the same thing through Teams now as well?
That's true.
and like I said, Zoom, you get one little piece, and Teams, with Office 365 plan, you're getting Teams and everything else that comes along with it. The email and the filtering piece, and
yeah, don't even get me started about Teams, because there's so many really cool things you can do with the video call system with Teams. I mean, you can even do transcriptions so that when you have a Teams meeting, and it's free, it comes with Teams, you simply transcribe every word that's spoken, and you can put it in, it goes into a document. You can send that document out, say, here are the notes from our meeting, instead of having to send out a recording, which sometimes, quite frankly, people might be in their pajamas or eating something, may not want that memory permanent, but you have the words that are spoken, and you can even translate it into another language. That's just one of the many really cool things about Teams. I know that you can do some of that with Zoom, but you need a little extra add-ons and things like that. Sorry, Zoom. But, but back to domains, it really, not to beat a dead horse with what's the phrase?
True.
But having a domain-based email, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. Like you said, it's $16 for the domain, $6 a month for the actual email, and the email can be accessed on your phone, it can be accessed on your tablet, everything syncs into one place, as opposed to having the free pop email where you got little bits and pieces here and there. You got your calendar that's integrated with it. So honestly, what would you say a yearly cost for something like this, to have your branded domain and email?
Oh, like I said, I mean, for the cost of a domain, maybe $16 a year.
Well, we want totals.
Well, again, it's going to depend on total cost is going to vary, obviously, number of team members and stuff you have. But I mean, maybe I'm not understanding your question quite right. I mean, obviously, it's going to depend on which plans you get, because obviously we can start at the $5 plan, but maybe if you want the Microsoft apps and Word, Excel for your desktop, and a lot more of the features of Office. Okay, so then we're talking about maybe $12.50 a month.
So maybe $250 as a general visual guideline, so to speak.
For typical small
which
size
isn't
business,
really that much.
No,
I mean,
and the reality is most, I think we've kind of come to a point where a lot of businesses, even nonprofits, realize, okay, we have to have a website. So they probably got the domain already. So it's just, okay, well, now stop using that free email,
right?
And start tying everything together for as you said, your branding. That's
true. A lot of people already might even have the domain in place, but they're just tempted because it's that Gmail that's already been set up, or free mail.
Well, they probably bought it through Wix or GoDaddy, and that's where their website's at. And here, by the way, here's a POP3 email account, which is security-wise is horrible these days. Shouldn't be using, but.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. What is the difference between something like a POP3 email address and something you would get that's domain-based through a Microsoft or a Google domain-based?
Biggest thing is obviously there's some of the security. I mean, some of the accounts you can do a POP3, which by definition POP3 is a protocol that passes everything in clear text. So your passwords, your email, everything is in clear text. There are
what's clear text?
Clear text is just plain text. Like if you open a Word document and look at the words, that's clear text. It's not encrypted. Okay. But you can do POP3 with SSL and start encrypting it. But obviously, a lot of times small businesses don't understand how to do that, or if they're getting a free email account somewhere, may not have it as an option, or know how to set how to set that up, even if it is an option. And the problem is if you use POP3, then if you want to have it to your phone, so you read a message on your phone, when you go back to your desktop computer, that message is marked unread again. Well, because there's no tie in there. It's just you're downloading multiple copies at the same place. Or if you don't have it set up right, then you read it on your phone, and your desktop computer never even gets that message because you've already read it. It's not going to download it anymore.
So there's no archival. It's not reliable, in other words.
Well, it's more the synchronization piece to it, and how the protocols in the back end work, and I'm not getting too technical, but it's not a full. I'm explaining what word I'm looking for, but when we talk about something like using Office 365 and MAPI protocols, it's going to be synchronized anywhere. So if I read it on my phone, then I'm going to see it as marked as read on my computer. I'm going to see it marked as read if I go to my laptop. If I replied, then his replies are all synchronized everywhere. I'm always, no matter which device I'm looking at it from, I'm always looking at it at the most update version of everything, versus POP3 leaving traces, bits and pieces here and there, and not having any kind of coherent view to it. And there was other protocols that came about after that, like the other one's IMAP, and that has some popularity. But again, there's issues with that as well. But still, in this day and age, I mean, the best thing is still Office 365 with MAPI, and for that one, I guess, holistic view, if you will, across your device platform.
Yeah, well, that brings us back to the whole branding part and integrity part. That it really is important, because when people are looking at a domain-based versus a freeware, email account, they're thinking to themselves, well, how seriously do they take themselves, A, branding-wise, and B, security-wise? So I think that if you have any questions, you can contact James for setting up your email. And if you need any domain-based purchasing or website services, you can connect to us at Treebranch Group, Jen, 2 N's, at treebranchgroup.com, and
Jay Golden, Golden, at goldenconsulting.net.
yeah. Until later, have a great day.